Yesterday in this trench we'd planned a major excavation. It looked like there was going to be a 20 or 30 foot deep well in here, didn't it? There?
It did.
And you were going to shore it up around the outside.
I was.
Going to half section it.
I was.
Make sure that none of us were hurt because you're our health and safety man.
I was, yes.
Look what we've ended up with.
Yep.
It's pathetic.
It is pathetic. And what's happened is they've taken out their backfill from the last time they excavated here, and it bottomed after about 3 inches.
3 inch. I can't tell you how excited he was about this. How long have you been planning it?
For weeks, and I've had generators, scaffolding, acros, everything in for this.
And this is what we've ended up with.
It is. But my primary concern is my tent, which is in that hedge over there.
What are you on in terms of light?
Yesterday, Phil's trench gave us a worked Iron Age antler. He's now convinced he's digging within an Iron Age roundhouse. But could his Iron Age site be much bigger and run into our second field below? What's the news then? Have we got our village?
I could not have been more wrong about this, Tony, what I said this morning. I had this vision in my mind that this would be full of roundhouses, and it's absolutely fantastic, but it's nothing like what I predicted at all.
What have we got instead?
I mean, we've got a massive ditch continuing round. I mean, it circles round for 40 metres. It seems to be a really large enclosure.
So that means that before the Romans came, there was this huge, presumably one building with this enclosure inside?
I think that's what we don't know, because, I mean, you know, we assume this is Iron Age going with this, but actually we don't know that, do we? We need to look at it.
No, we've got to dig this, really.
Yeah.
But what we really need to do is get some dating evidence from this field, and we think go for this entrance.
It's very exciting, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah.
So Matt opens a trench in the second field inside a ditched enclosure. If it is Iron Age, it would have been built to enclose the Iron Aged roundhouse in Phil's tent. Phil! Phil!
Tony!
I've got Mark for you. Where he comes up trumps.
Come on then, let's see this. I'm all of a quiver, I really am. I know what I found, but I don't know what the detail is. I've never found anything like this before.
Oh my word, it's an Iron Age coin.
I know, that's what, but give me detail.
Right, well, it certainly belongs to the group that we call Dubunic, or Southwestern British. You've got a lovely head there with see the nose, chin, eyes and hair. And there should be a horse on the other side.
There is.
And there's the horse with the triple tail.
So this is before the Romans have arrived?
Yeah, almost up to a century before the Romans arrived.
I didn't realise they were making coins then.
Yes, coinage appears in Britain towards the very beginning of the 1st century BC or the end of the 2nd century BC and reaches this area by about 60, 70 BC.
What would that horse signify?
Well, the horse is a very common symbol on Iron Age coins, and it may be a symbol of luck and also perhaps power and authority.
So, Phil, what does this coin tell us about what was happening in your trench?
I mean, presumably it's a high status object.
Well, these things don't turn up on every Iron Age site.
I've just never found anything like that before. I've seen pictures of them. But we've got to also place in our mind that we do have this big roundhouse, this 15-metre diameter roundhouse. Now, that is a high-status building. And I think, you know, the high-status building is going to go with a man of power. It's the sort of guy who would have that coin.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So you're mildly pleased to have found
I
this?
am just over the moon. I'm literally all of a quiver. I just can't believe it.
Brilliant.
The most fun that Phil could have without a stone tool in his hands.
Hello, my name's John Gator. Time Team is fan-funded by Patreon. This vital support helps us to make new episodes. Joining Patreon gives you access to exclusive interviews, 3D models and masterclasses, plus lots more.